It's a bitter pill to swallow.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Cincinnati, Ohio, he's an NWF Hall of Famer, the manager of champions, Professor Bitterman, Kirk Sheppard.
It's a bitter pill to swallow.
Hey everybody, I'm back. Did you miss me? I missed you. I'm so sorry that I wasn't able to record an episode last week, but life kind of got in the way and we had to make some choices about how to allocate our time. But we're back today and I've got something very special for you as a makeup gift, so make sure you stick around until the end. You're not going to want to miss what's coming today. But first, let's get back to normal.
Wrestler of the day. Wrestler of the day.
That's right. Today's wrestler of the day, celebrating a birthday this week, is Bam Bam Bigelow, the late, great Bam Bam Bigelow. He wasn't just a big man. He was a big man who redefined what big men could do. From Asbury Park, New Jersey, the Beast from the East stormed onto the scene in the mid-1980s with something no one had ever seen before. A 390-pound monster who could not only brawl, but cartwheel, moonsault, and move with the agility of someone half his size. And of course, there was that unforgettable look, the flame tattoos that engulfed his bald head, making him instantly recognizable to fans around the world. In his early WWF run, Bam Bam was pushed as a sensation. He main evented arenas against Andre the Giant, then went overseas to Japan where he became a Gaijin attraction, showcasing his blend of athleticism and intimidation that transcended cultures. Now in the 1990s is when he really started to shine. At WrestleMania 11, of course, he headlined against NFL star Lawrence Taylor, probably the best celebrity match you'll ever see. It was a match that drew mainstream attention and put him under pressure like few wrestlers had ever faced. But he delivered, carrying that celebrity rookie to a surprisingly credible performance on the biggest stage of them all. Then in ECW, he became a hardcore icon, battling Taz in matches that felt like pure car crashes, including the unforgettable moment in 1997 when Bam Bam literally drove Taz through the ring itself. Later in WCW, he found a new groove as part of the Jersey Triad with Diamond Dallas Page and Canyon, proving he could thrive in tag settings just as much as he did in singles wars. Now, what made Bam Bam special wasn't just the spots, it was the psychology. He knew when to unleash the athleticism and when to let his size do the talking. A moonsault from Bam Bam wasn't just a stunt. It was a spectacle because it meant the big man was desperate to win. He understood that contrast, big versus small, ground versus air, at the heartbeat of wrestling. That's why fans and wrestlers alike still mention him as one of the greatest big men of all time. Whether it was the Tokyo Dome, the ECW Arena, or Madison Square Garden, Bam Bam Bigelow always brought two things: credibility and awe. He was the flame-skulled giant who could work like a monster and soar like a cruiserweight, and he left behind a legacy that still lights the way for every heavyweight who dares to fly. Rest in peace, Bam Bam.
Wrestler of the day. Wrestler of the day.
How's it going? Happy Labor Day week. Hope you had a nice holiday weekend. Hope the fall weather that we're having in Cincinnati is also spreading to wherever you are. It has been so nice the last few days. I just went for a walk, unheard of, I know, but the weather was so nice, and I've got to do some training for an upcoming thing I'm doing. Not a wrestling thing. Don't get excited. But I wanted to get my legs under me a little bit, and so I went out for a walk, and it was just gorgeous. Just warm enough to be comfortable and just cool enough to be fall. I love it. This is my favorite time of year. This whole season between Labor Day and New Year's has all the things I love. Fall colors, fall weather, pumpkin spice, Halloween, football, Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, all the things that I love. Speaking of all the things that I love, I've been reading. You been reading?
It's the Bitter Book Club. It's the Bitter Book Club. Book Club.
We are barreling towards the finish line of this book, The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. And what we're seeing is now a focus on Wow. Stuff falling off the place. This is like a goof show tonight. Sorry about that. What I am very excited about with the Let Them Theory is that we're barreling into this adult section about relationships, things we don't talk about enough. I think somebody in the comments, maybe Amanda, said this was the best part of the book for her was because it was addressing things that are real. And so today we're going to talk about chapter 18, which was all about let them show you who they are, right? So it's not about what people say they are. It's what they do, right? Show me, don't tell me. Observing behavior is your most reliable data when you're assessing someone's character and whether or not they're the right fit for you in either a friendship or a romantic relationship. So the let them theory says we're going to detach from managing others. If somebody is misbehaving, doing things that we don't like, we're going to detach from our job as their manager, but we're going to own our responsibility to our own responses, right? We are in charge of what we do with someone who is toxic or not healthy for us. That could be in the workplace. That could be with a colleague who promises collaboration but always undermines projects. Let them show you who they are. Then set boundaries. Same with datings and friendships, dating relationships. Somebody says they're going to support you, but if their absence during tough times tells you more than you need to know, let them show you. Then you can choose how to engage. So next time someone lets you down or surprises you in a negative way, pause. Stop mid-emotion. Don't react in that feeling. Instead, observe. What does this reveal about their character? And then choose. Do you want them in your life, in their inner circle, or at arm's length, or not at all? You get to decide that. Okay? We're going to talk about boundaries in just a second so we can get more into that detail. But that's chapter 18 in a nutshell. Now, we're going to go ahead and finish the book. We got 19 and 20 and then the conclusion chapter. Let's just read them both. I'll read them all three. And then we will kind of recap all of that next week and maybe reveal our next book if we've decided on that. I've got some ideas. We will see what happens. But hope this was helpful. We're going to talk about something really important next.
Protect the gimmick. Take a break, don't be a cynic. Your body's the brand, your
So-
mind's the show. You can't make
Year of self-care. We've moved into September. The theme in that book is boundaries for September, which lined up perfectly with the Mel Robbins chapter. So thought we'd talk about boundaries in a broad sense today. What are boundaries, right? So they are clear lines that define what's okay and what's not. They protect your time, energy, and values, and you should think of them as the rules of the match for your life. That's the wrestling overlay. What I would tell people is boundaries are like fences. Think about a fence, right? That's a boundary. It's a visible signal to what the lines are to your property. And you get to decide what kind of fence you're building with each person that you have in your life. So you may build a picket fence for somebody who's polite and lovely that you just need a little distance from. You might build a barbed wire fence with electric current through it for somebody who's toxic. You get to decide that. And Mel Robbins' book talked about how we get to decide that and how we can figure out what to decide about that. But boundaries are very, very important because they protect your gimmick. Without them, people will walk all over you. With them, though, you build respect and trust because people will treat you the way you teach them to treat you. Boundaries protect your energy and your values. There are lots of types of boundaries. Here are just a few. Physical, that's a pretty obvious one. That's the space, touch, privacy, right? Emotional boundaries are your feelings, your needs, your limits. Time and energy, saying no when you're tapped out and need a break. Relationally, what you will accept from people, whether you are going to tolerate their promises of support and their lack of follow through, whether you're going to tolerate, I don't know, just the way they treat you in a relationship. Or my favorite one to talk about, one we don't talk about enough, containing boundaries. These are the things that you choose to hold back and keep private. You don't owe everyone all the information. You can decide who gets to share, you share what with. You should also pay attention to that in a negative way, in a positive way, meaning maybe you don't need to go on TikTok and tell us what you had for breakfast, right? Containing boundaries are good. Keeping some things for you is important. So when you go to set boundaries, how do you know which ones to set, right? How do you know which fence to build? Well, first you want to identify what drains or disrespects you. And that could be different for everybody. Some people have a different tolerance to that stuff. Then you decide the limit of what you can and can't allow, and then you communicate it clearly and calmly. It's important not to try to set boundaries when you're angry, because that's hard to do calmly, right? But sometimes you have to enforce the boundaries then when people don't respect them right away by following through. So you set a boundary with a consequence. If you don't respect this, this will happen. Repeat that limit if the boundary gets crossed. I told you if this happened, this was going to happen. And if you need to step away, you need to just end that relationship. That's a boundary too. You got to protect the gimmick. So that's the basic overview on boundaries. I would love to know in the chat if you have specific questions about boundaries this month. If you want more content about this, if you have a different topic in mind for self-care, I'd love to address that as well. Maybe next week we'll do some things about wrestling history again with the kayfabe stuff. I got all kinds of ideas, but I want to hear from you what you resonate with, because it's much more important to me that you, the few people that are watching this, get what you need out of it. I have Happy Monday from me. I get to do what I want over there. This is for you guys. So tell me what it is you want to know, and I will try to provide that content. Okay? I promise you something very special. I hope that you're still here, and we're going to treat it like it's its own show.
1, fight.
It's high spots and hot takes. High spots and hot takes. High spots and hot takes. High spots and hot takes.
Ladies and gentlemen,
You know who I am.
Professor Bitterman.
We don't need to introduce that again, but I thought we haven't done a reaction video in a while, and I found, well, first of all, I didn't know you could buy a DVD drive for less than $20 on Amazon. So I did that, and I found some old DVDs laying around, and I found a very special match. This is my first or second ever singles match against none other than the Machine Gun, Chad Dubat Allegro. So here we are in Georgetown, Kentucky, and I am that guy right there, falling over out of the ring. This is pretty impressive, I will tell you. And he watched it this week with me, or after I sent it to him, and he also commented on, he couldn't believe that he did a dive on me. I was in much better shape back here. The story was, I was the ring announcer and I turned heel. I'm not really sure what the story was between the two of us here, but I was very excited that I got to have a match with him. Much more excited about it now that he's famous. And I was thrilled that I found the clip. He's just whooping on me here, huh? Talk about a babyface shine at the beginning of a match. But don't worry, I know how to do a match, so we're going to get some heat in a second. So what you can't see right now is that Psycho Sam Cody, who was running for mayor of Georgetown in the gimmick, is about to come down to the ring. You won't see him till the very end, but the crowd is making noise because he's coming. He's walking down the ramp, and Chad's up on the top rope, and Sam, right there you see him, dressed in a sweater. Psycho Sam Cody's a hardcore icon. We put him in a sweater, and there's Mr. Hayes. He was the promoter of Georgetown. It was a fun little angle that was going on at the time. But here we go. Oh, that wasn't good. That was really, really bad. I'm not a trained wrestler, everybody. Oh, really bad. Oh, not good. But again, ring announcer. In this particular promotion, I was the ring announcer. That was a good chop. Oh, I'm wearing my Bitterman shirt that I talked about last time. That was a good chop too. Uh-oh. That was also a good chop. Those hurt. That's why I only let him give me two of them before I thumbed him in the eye. That referee's name was, he ended up becoming a wrestler named K.Y. Jordan that I managed a few times in tag stuff. Here we go. One of my big signature moves, the big splash, coming right up. Oh, we moved. Oh. So this was the big time, we're going to see this, getting ready to see the big finish in a second. It's that top rope jumping, diving neck breaker that Chad stole from Pepper Parks. He's going to the top. He's going to nail it. This is not my fault. He slipped. I sold anyway, and he practically killed me with that cover because he was so mad at himself. Anyway, I put over the machine gun back when he was a baby. And I thought you guys would like that and think it was fun to see. So, hope that you are all doing really well. I hope that you have enjoyed today's bitter pill. We kind of flew through things again today. I'm sort of needing to find a better rhythm and a pace and slow that down a little bit, but we'll get there. I'm also jam-packed and busy, and so I'm trying to get this done so I can move on to my next project. So anyway, good to see all of you. Don't forget, Happy Monday comes out every single Monday. The blog actually comes out Sunday nights, and Happy Monday comes out Monday mornings over at the Substack, or the podcast comes out wherever you get podcasts, and on YouTube as well. I've written some books. I've been working really hard on some new projects this weekend, but these are the 3 that are published. Check those out at kirksheppard.com. Jesus and Me is on sale right now. I'll autograph any of them and send them out to you. I'm going to appear at the Louisville Book Festival on Saturday, October the 11th. That's an all-day book festival with 150 authors and presenters. Come out and say hello if you're in the area. Pick up a copy of my book, Soul Audit. And then don't forget to watch, of course, Larry Auto Pro and Talkin' Shop over on Triller TV and on Roku at STGN49. And if you're not already part of the Patreon, that's where this thing started. We'd love to have you come on board and be able to participate. Talk in the books chat, talk in the Talkin' Shop chat, give me comments on the videos about what you want to see, and we'll get you content that you deserve. Well, content that you want. I'm not sure what all you deserve. Thanks for being here, and from now, I'm really tired, can you tell? And now, as always, this has been a bitter pill to swallow.
It's a better pill to swallow.
The Bitter Pill with Kirk Sheppard is part of the Talkin' Shop media empire. The preceding video was produced as educational and entertainment content only. Kirk Sheppard is a licensed mental health therapist. However, the material on this broadcast should not be considered clinical or representative of his professional work in that context.
It's a better pill to swallow.
Professor Bitterman is a fictional character and may not reflect his actual views and opinions. For more content from Kirk Sheppard, go to kirksheppard.com. Follow him on Facebook and Instagram, and subscribe to his Substack and YouTube channels.
Please subscribe to the